Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
All right, for this segment, of course, we're going to welcome Dan Koh. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. It's been a wet morning so far, so if you're out there, do drive safely and, of course, stay here with us because we're diving into companies to watch. That's a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends and risks and hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. So text us 88550893 and tell us whether you think it's going to be hot or not. Ryan, you ready?
Yeah, like what you did there. It's a wet morning and you're going to dive in.
Oh, okay. The puns don't start until later, Ryan. A little bit early. But okay, Ryan, we've seen how the stock market crashed overnight, right? But this time around, we're flying high.
Oh, okay.
Look at the sky, Ryan. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's XPeng.
Oh, that is super Dan, but okay.
Yeah, we're turning to XPeng. That's a leading Chinese smart EV company that designs, develops, manufactures, and markets smart EVs, appealing to the large and growing base of tech-savvy middle-class consumers like yourself. Have you driven an XPeng before?
No, I've seen it around. They are, of course, one of the bigger players when it comes to EVs from China. Some people have been saying, you should say XPeng because coming from the Chinese origin where the name comes from, it's Peng, not Peng. So it depends on where you ask or who you ask. Yeah.
Interesting. How would you call it then?
Yeah, I'll go with what you say.
What?
XPeng.
XPeng?
Yeah.
All right. We'll stick to Peng for today then. Well, XPeng shares rose after the company's chairman said it plans to start mass production of its flying car model and industrial robots by 2026. Now, Ryan, I know you have a driving license, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine having to fly a plane instead. Would you make a good pilot?
I think so. It's the same thing, just sitting in a seat and just handling the steering wheel.
But having to follow air traffic controls, you know?
Yeah, maybe not.
This is a new space. Yeah. But, I mean, this might be, coming to us soon in the foreseeable future because according to a deputy of the National People's Congress and chairman of XPeng, at China's 2 sessions, the company plans to mass-produce modular flying cars next year as the push of national policies and the development of the entire automotive industry chain is advancing China's low-altitude economy rapidly. He added that XPeng W aims to integrate cars with AI to achieve unmanned driving within cities and low-altitude flying cars between cities in the future. So, in theory, this is what would happen. Users would be able to drive themselves to a takeoff site, detach the drone, climb in, and navigate the rest of the journey by air. Have you watched, the recent flying car debut at the air show in China? Have you seen the one that happened? I think it was about 2 years ago or something that happened at the 15th China International Aviation and Aerospace Exhibition, also known as the Air Show China. It's quite cool because if you watch the video, you'll see how there's this huge drone that is already integrated into the car.
Right.
And then what you have to do, or what it does, is that as the driver takes the drone out of the car, you get to sit inside it like a little helicopter, and it flies you around.
Yeah, it looks just like a drone, but super upsized with all the propellers at the top, like there's 6 of them. I would be a bit nervous sitting inside this because it's something new. So in theory, it might work, but then I'm thinking about all the congestion that might happen and all the stuff that hasn't been ironed out yet. So I wouldn't be lining up to be the first to go.
Yeah, I mean, it looks quite interesting. Just imagine a drone that is just sized up by almost 10 to 20 times. And apparently it only takes about 5 minutes for the ground module to accommodate and release up into the air. So imagine being stuck in traffic in the air. That might be a new problem for us in future. But then this also potentially cuts down travel time and makes remote areas more accessible. In a place like Singapore where we've got tons of skyscrapers, I don't know if that's very much possible.
Going to take off in Singapore. Maybe somewhere else where there's more space. In China, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, it's building a business behind making all these flying cars. But when can we actually see it? And, of course, for the company to make money from it.
Yeah, we've been talking about flying cars for a long time now. I mean, we haven't even gotten through the part where we can get an unmanned vehicle driving us around. So I think that still remains to be seen how it fares. But as of now, XPeng's offering, which costs no more than 2 million yuan and seats 4 in the car and 2 in a drone, that is something that people have been interested in and reportedly received some 3,000 intended offers based on XPeng's recent report card. So the company broke ground in October on a factory that will have the ability to produce 10,000 flying cars a year once it is completed in the first quarter of 2026. And that puts China on track to become the first company in the world to mass produce and deliver such vehicles. So amid that news, apparently people are certainly quite excited. We're seeing investors pushing its shares up as much as 7.1% on Monday. That's briefly touching the highest level since August 2022 before pairing some gains. And if you look at how it's been performing so far this year, the stock's up almost 90%, Ryan, to $89.25 Hong Kong cents. So it does show some optimism within the EV space, especially when it comes to XPeng, beating all of the global electric vehicle stocks so far this year, which at least for most of them out there has only been up about 4% since the start of January. So 90% for XPeng, that seems like some probable space for people to look at. There's also growing interest in companies that produce high technology products as they continue, or investors continue, to ride out Hong Kong's artificial intelligence-led equity rally. So interest in XPeng and its delivery of new battery EV models on the back of competitive pricing and autonomous driving features. These are some definitely good investing opportunities for people to look at and perhaps even just consider looking into within this rapidly growing EV space. So that being said, though, as of now, I'm probably going to give it a hot for XPeng. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah. I'm just a bit on the fence here. Maybe there's more upside, but then it's going to be a rough ride, I think, as it gets into profitability and getting market share. I imagine this is going to be a very contested industry as well.
Yep.
So I'll go with maybe. And if you're still wondering why it's called XPeng, it's founded by He Xiaopeng, so XPeng. There you go.
That's right. That's the fun fact I'm about to give you today. Right? Yes. Okay. Now, despite never having sold cars in the US, one of the first things that they did you know, was to apply for a permit to test self-driving cars in California, which they have continued to do so since 2018. So, Ryan, that being said, the best part of this segment, how high do you think is the cost of an insurance of a flying car?
How high? I guess twice what you pay for a typical car?
I have no idea, but it's probably going to be astronomical.
Okay.
Next
one. Fair enough.
Hang on. What do you call a pilot who's afraid to fly?
I don't know.
A chicken in a cockpit. Okay. And that's all we have for today. XPeng.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.